All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the dark and honestly super complex plot of a magical tournament, a tournament that was actually just a deadly trap in disguise. So, where does our story kick off? Not with a hero, no. It starts with this really chilling whisper in a rundown old mansion. And look, this isn't just some random creepy scene. It's our very first clue that a dark, super detailed plan is already underway, way before anyone else has a clue what's going on. We start in this sleepy little village, Little Hangleton. And this place, it's got a dark past. It's haunted by this mysterious triple murder that happened 50 years ago in the old Riddle House. You know, the one, it's just sitting there now, abandoned and falling apart. So this old groundskeeper, Frank Bryce, he sees a light on in the house and goes to check it out. And what he hears is, well, it's this incredibly sinister conversation. He doesn't get all the details, but he totally gets the vibe. Some great evil is getting its strength back, planning a comeback. And then he hears it. A key phrase, the Quidditch World Cup. That's our first major clue that this secret plot is about to crash into a huge public event. Okay, so from that creepy, dark room, we do a complete 180. We pivot to the bright, familiar halls of Hogwarts. And something huge is happening here. A legendary event is being brought back, the Triwizard Tournament. I mean, this whole thing is supposed to be about friendship and cooperation between the big magical schools in Europe.
And you gotta understand, the rules for this tournament are supposed to be ironclad, totally airtight. There's a magic age line so underage students can't enter, the Goblet of Fire is this impartial judge, and whatever it decides, well, that's final. So the champions are picked, Cedric Diggory for Hogwarts, Fleur Delacour for Beauxbatons, and Victor Crumb for Durmstrang. And that should be it, right? Ceremony over? But it's not.
But then, the Goblet of Fire does something that's supposed to be impossible. It spits out a fourth name, and it's Harry Potter. He's only 14, way too young to compete, and he swears up and down he never put his name in. But remember those binding rules? Yeah, he has to compete. And this one single impossible moment, it sets up the central mystery for us. Who put Harry's name in that goblet, and what in the world is their real endgame?
So just like that, Harry is thrown into the series of super dangerous tasks. Tasks that were designed for wizards way older and more experienced than him. And yet somehow, he keeps surviving. But if you look really closely, his survival isn't just down to skill or bravery. No, it's about a pattern of, let's call it suspiciously good luck. Yeah, this is not random luck. I mean, look at the pattern here. Harry always seems to get the exact piece of information or the perfect tool he needs right at the very last second. This isn't just someone being helpful. This is straight-up manipulation. Somebody is carefully, methodically clearing a path for him, making sure he gets through each stage of the tournament. So, the evidence is really starting to pile up, right? This is a carefully orchestrated plan. And the goal of this plan, it's not just about winning some school tournament. No way. To figure out what's really going on, we have to start looking at the threads of a much bigger, much darker conspiracy that's happening just out of sight. So while Harry's busy, fighting dragons and swimming with merpeople, there's a whole series of sinister things going down in the background. At first glance, they seem totally random, completely unrelated, but they're not. They're all connected to this central mystery of the tournament.
Just look at this timeline. It shows a very deliberate sequence of events. First, a Ministry witch goes missing. Then, Voldemort's symbol, the Dark Mark, appears in the sky. After that, a key tournament official just disappears. Come on, these are not random accidents. These are carefully timed moves on a much, much bigger chessboard.
And right in the middle of this whole web, we've got three key players. There's Barty Crouch Sr., the super rigid Ministry guy whose whole world just seems to fall apart. Then you have Igor Karkaroff, a former Death Eater. Yep, one of Voldemort's old followers. And he is clearly terrified that his past is coming back to haunt him. And of course, there's Mad Eye Moody, the legendary dark wizard catcher, who also just so happens to be the guy giving Harry all that helpful advice. Every single one of them is a piece of this puzzle. Okay, so all of these threats, all these little clues, they all lead to this moment, the final task. We're talking about a massive, enchanted hedge maze, and it's absolutely packed with magical creatures and all sorts of obstacles. The rules couldn't be simpler. First one to reach the Triwizard Cup in the middle wins the whole shebang.
Once they're inside, you realize the maze is designed to test, well, everything. It's not just about who's got the strongest spells, it's about who's the smartest. At one point, Harry comes face to face with a mythical sphinx, a guardian who flat out refuses to let him pass until he solves a tricky riddle. It's just another obstacle, another test he has to get through to make it to the center.
But as he gets deeper into the maze, the real test isn't about the monsters, it's about morality. Harry finds his fellow champions in serious danger. First Victor Crumb, who's under a curse, and then Cedric Diggory, trapped by these enchanted vines. And in both of those moments, Harry chooses to help them, basically throwing away his own shot at winning. It proves he's a true hero, not just a champion.
And then, finally, it's just Harry and Cedric left. They get to the cup at the exact same time, and after everything they've been through, they make a choice. Instead of fighting each other for the glory, they decide to do the honorable thing and take the cup together for a shared Hogwarts win. It's this incredible moment of sportsmanship and unity.
But the cup? It isn't just a trophy. The second they touch it, they feel this powerful, inescapable magical pull, because it's a portkey, an object that's been illegally enchanted to teleport them somewhere else. And in that split second, everything becomes crystal clear. The entire tournament, every single hint, every lucky break, it was never about leading Harry to victory. It was all designed to lead him right here, to this exact moment, touching this cup.
This is it. This is the moment the entire conspiracy was built around. See, the goal was never for Harry to win the tournament. The goal was to make sure he was the one to touch that cup first. So the real question isn't just where is it taken them, but who is waiting for them when they get there. The trap has just been sprung.